Hello, this is Grant, and welcome back to another episode of Dead Rising 1 Master Run.
You learn anything new?
So today we're going to learn some interesting facts about the story.
Santa Cabeza is a stronghold of the Central American drug trade.
The professor here seems to think that the zombies are a byproduct of these drugs.
So you're telling me, what, that somebody spread a bunch of zombie drugs around Willamette? For what? What would making the dead come to life accomplish?
They're terrorists. Don't try to explain their actions with logic. I've analyzed the drug in question, and I've reported my findings to the government. That must be what set them off. They didn't want to be exposed. I've told you everything I know. Now get me out of here.
So if you're familiar with the game, you know that's a complete load of bullshit, and he's lying.
Call for help and kill those creeps.
Alright, so we're going to go take off. We're going to meet Isabella in the North Plaza. We're going to have some time to kill, though, because it won't start till exactly midnight. So we're just going to head up there and have some fun. It's kind of nice that the skateboard doesn't use up its uses if you break objects or if you run into dead bodies, because otherwise it'd be a lot harder to use this. I think the fastest way is this way to the North Plaza, depending on what exit of it you want to get to. It's much slower to use a shortcut for North Plaza. Theoretically, I don't know how fast it would be if you just went down through the maintenance tunnel and drove. Probably not that great, because you have to still go basically all the way to the shortcut and then drive and then go up. Might be a little bit safer though if you have the car. Hard to say. Hard to say if it's even necessary to go to that much trouble. I don't know if I've done it yet, but I usually carry around 4 books when I have slots. I carry around the 3 for the chainsaws, and then I carry around the 1 health book you get from Cliff and Chris Slips, because it doubles the health you get from healing items. So what that basically does, it makes you a lot better at scavenging health. Like if you need to hold health, it's probably better just to have like a bunch of juices. But if you're relying a lot on picking up what you can find, it makes a huge difference to go from like 1 to 3, or 1 to 2, I guess it would be. Especially because if you know where things like juices and chocolate milk or the coffee creamer is, then it's basically amounts to a full heal every time you find those, which may not be the case if you don't have that book. It's really a preference. Like I like doing that. It does mean you have to kill Cliff, but it's not terrible. It's a huge deal during the infinity mode, because getting enough food is what that is all about, because your health drains. So like you have to basically eat at least at a at a maximum you can get 20 minutes but without eating, but then you have to eat. And the main way you do that is by killing psychos and survivors, which aggro in that mode, and they'll drop stuff like, basically they spit out this little cardboard box and then out comes like whatever they drop. Like it's usually a bunch of random things, like maybe some food, like a broom, a gun. It seems to be pretty unrelated to the rest of the stuff of their character. But it's kind of cool because they have basically 50 unique psychos. It's a fun mode. I just wish they did more with it. I'm a little salty about that. But I guess the game didn't really need it. I think this is a good example of the game's bad use of loading screens. Because what's going to happen is she's going to come through this door to being attacked by a zombie. Then it's going to cut to actual gameplay where you have to get it off her. Because for some reason, they make you do that. Like, I guess they want you to have the choice to save her or not. I don't quite know what the point is. So, but that happens pretty much instantly, and then he goes back to another loading screen in the cutscene. It just seems like to show Frank like kicking it off or something.
I tried to talk him into coming, but
The only reason I could see maybe making it pause is if she was to become a zombie.
You?
he didn't mean to. He
Hmm.
was upset.
For a second there, I thought that's exactly what she meant, but I guess she got shot, not bitten. But if this happened, it's pretty clear that she was like bitten by a zombie. I guess maybe she was holding it off, but
Hey,
I don't know.
hey.
Or like I wish there was a canon event in like the cutscenes that shows when Frank got bitten. Like it's assumed that he does at some point during the events of overtime mode. They talk about, oh, you've been bitten, you've been zombified, and you will be zombified in 24 hours. Exactly. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if there was one cutscene where you do like maybe at the very beginning in the entrance plaza they have something, and you don't know at the time what it's going to be, but then even if you theoretically do like a no-hit run, you'll still be affected. But then again, it would have to be only during. It'd have to be at the end, like at ending A, because otherwise Frank would be zombified as soon as he left, and that'd be a different ending. It wouldn't be canon. I don't know. I'm sure they could find something. To be fair, overtime mode like feels pretty thrown together. It's kind of cool, the environment, but they literally just give you a to-do list of go collect all these objects. I remember back when I started this game, I would know like one place to get a handgun, and I would treasure it so much, and like I need to get headshots. And then now it's like it's rarely worth picking these things up. Like a baseball bat would go so much farther. Oh well. Kindell's a really good survivor. It's pretty obvious they give you him here to help you escort Isabella, because he's got a shotgun, he's really independent. And it's pretty awesome, actually. Now, he's going to actually try to attempt a betrayal later on. All you have to do is come back and talk to him before the time's up. Otherwise, a bunch of people in his room will leave and you won't get points to them at the end. But it's not too bad compared to getting the help during Isabella. You can take his gun, though, and that's kind of nice. There's actually, later on, when you go back to the gun store, there's a hidden scoop where there's a bunch of, like, 3 survivors there, and you have to bring them a picture of the air duct. Well, one of them actually has a machine gun. And I think that's the only place you can get a machine gun in 72-hour mode. He won't give it to you. I think you might have to kill him. But it's pretty nice to get it if you're having trouble with the game. You know, like, let that one guy die, and then you can just shred through the butcher. Or maybe you just want, like, the machine gunner achievement, which you can actually cheat to get. To do it, you need to get a 100% accuracy with machine gun for all bullets. So basically, you have to fire the entire gun without missing. What you can do, though, is you can go back down to where the butcher is after you killed him, or theoretically during the fight if you got it that way. And you can just shoot the cows, like the hanging slabs of meat, the beef, and it for some reason counts. And if you don't miss any, which is really easy because you're just firing at one little thing, and even if you miss, there's just tons of beef everywhere around it. I think it's a little glitchy, but I did actually test it on this run just because. Because the big thing is I already have all the achievements, but I kind of want to do some of them again just because I don't know what they unlock. And if I did want to do something cool like I was thinking about doing like a convict run or a police run, where the police run you'd use like police hat, baton, handgun, stun gun, stuff like that. Well, I'd want to make sure I would actually unlock those outfits to be authentic. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I could do like a Mega Man run, something silly. So I'd want to make sure to get like that costume. Too bad, I really hate the way the Mega Man costume looks. Even though it's kind of like taunted as being one of the best costumes. The boxers, which you get for 7 Days Survivor, they're pretty cool. And you can get them like right away in the security room once they're unlocked. I wore those for a while.
Yeah.
And I think you can get, they're just like different than Frank's regular boxers. I wonder, normally when you get like captured by the cult or the military, they strip you down just to your boxers. But if they do that, theoretically they probably change your boxers, because you'll go from the heart one to like Frank's default blue one, which kind of is a kind of questionable there. Thank you, Kindell. Isabella, whenever you have her, is always a really easy escort. Mainly because either she's invincible or you just carry her. I always regret going this little fountain screen thing because on one hand, there's not a lot of zombies, but you can't get up. So you have to like let your person down, then get up and then have them crawl up. I always forget though. It's always such a dance trying to use the chainsaw around survivors, because it's going to absolutely shred them if you're not careful. They don't have a lot of voice actors. If you can tell, like, Kindell saying, "Frank, follow me," is the same as that one guy at the very beginning of the game. Or like the chick who's like, "Hey, mister." Ah, man. Makes me nostalgic hearing that, because I've heard it so many times, because you always rescue them, because the first one's there. They're so easy to do. I was talking in the last episode, like it'd be kind of cool to get that couple with you, like to the very end of the game. Just to do something really silly like that, like with some kind of weird mechanics. I wonder what it would be, or you'd have to define like how you do that. Like, would you still do all the cases? Because you'll run into certain issues there. Like after Sniper Carlito, you teleport back to the security room. And I don't know, is that a free save for any survivors you have, or are they still going to be in the entrance plaza, which kind of sucks then?
Over there.
When I was talking to some people about doing like a cool stream of this, they suggested doing different endings. And I was thinking about that, except unfortunately a lot of the endings kind of suck. Like not in a bad way, but just it's basically you have the one good ending, the decent ending where you just like make it to the helicopter on time, and the rest are all kind of fail endings. It's like get captured by the military and when time runs out, or let the bombs go off when time runs out, or just don't be at the helipad. And the only thing you get is like a different cutscene. And the main reason I know that is like apparently it's very picky. Like I would always stand up and like I'd mess around on the helipad, but you need to be physically on the helipad for him to see you. So I'd wait that whole time, and then I wasn't on the helipad at noon, and so he's like, "Oh, guess he's not there," and you get the bad ending. It's too bad. I think Silent Hill, also by Capcom's kind of the same way, but it'd be neat if there was other endings. Like there's just other ways to play the game. You can kind of basically go either save everyone or do the case missions, but that's not quite different enough for me. Like, I wish there's a little bit more. I don't know what it would be. I guess I just wish it was a little bit more sandboxy. Like, it's pretty good, but I think they kind of make it a little bit better later on. Like, they build all these like great mechanics for using these silly weapons, but I wish they gave you more purpose for them. They kind of do that later on in 2 with the combo weapons. But even then, it just extrapolates, well, now you only use these certain combo weapons. Especially because it can be such a huge pain to go get some of the supplies.
Follow me. Go.
Man, the number of times I've heard Frank say, "Follow me." Too many. You know, it's weird, like, when I found out you could go the other way for the elevator, I was like, yes! Now, I kind of take the elevator just for fun. Because otherwise I would never come down here. Like, that's one reason I wanted to use, like, one of those theme runs is just, like, there's a ton of weapons I will never, ever use. Like, I have no reason to ever pick up the police baton unless I'm, like, at 1 health and I need some weapon. But it could be kind of cool. But then I'd want to do some kind of research on it, probably just make sure I have a good weapon. Like I could do a stun gun only run, but like that breaks so quickly. But that would suck to be like halfway into the stream and then realize that you picked a bad weapon or bad theme to go with. I don't know, there's a lot of cool ones. Who knows? I think a big one would be if I did like a whole all martial arts run through. That could be pretty unique.
Follow me.
Right.
But alright, we're going to wrap this up when we get Isabella here. Let me know what you think, guys, and I'm going to see you in the next episode.